To Random Student. This video will discuss how to add students to the app. Tap on the plus button on the bottom right, and the basic way is to add students manually. Tap the plus button again. You have the option to add a student. You can add a first name and last name, and then at the same time, if you have student IDs, it's a good idea to use those, especially if you have students with the same first and last name. So in other words, I'll use John Smith here. And usually schools have ID numbers. You can make one up or you don't have to use it. But again, if there's a student, two students with the same name in the same class, you're going to have to use the ID to differentiate them. You can use a phonetic name if you like. That means when the app calls the student name aloud, sometimes the pronunciation is incorrect, so you can play around with the phonetic name there. And then tap on the volume button here to see how it will sound. And lastly, you can also use a Spanish version. If students have a Spanish name, you might find that the Spanish pronunciation works better. All right, when you're done, tap Save. And you'll see, there you go, John Smith has been added to Class 1. The students are also added to the master list here. And so if you have multiple classes with the same student, you can tap the class, change the class, and just by tapping on the arrow here, I can add John Smith to Class 2. So that's how it works. If you do use Google Classroom, tap on the Google Classroom switch here, and once you log in, if you add the plus button, you'll have an option to sync to Google Classroom. And lastly, there's also an option for Dropbox. You can add a CSV file with the columns of the first name, last name, ID, and import that. And also, if you use any of the other apps like TeacherAid or Rubrik Scorer, you can save a class list from those apps, and then you can go ahead and import them right through this option here. So as you can see, there are a number of ways to get students added to the app easily. Please feel free to email me if you have any questions. Thank you.